Hi, this is Brian Bailey, Home and Property, the American Dream. You guys see that right there? Home and Property, the American Dream. I'm so excited about this show. This is our first show. This is our premiere show, guys. You see me on the Veteran Home Buying Show, the Brian Bailey Home Show, but this is something different. This is what I call real estate information and entertainment. And tonight, well, we're going to have a wonderful guest. You can see right there to my left or your right, her name is Malaika Angel Tyler. And she's going to talk about tonight buying and selling. This is her topic, buying and selling real estate in a hot market. I want you to see that, right? In a hot market. So we're going to get right to the point tonight. She's going to go over some stuff, but I want to introduce her first, right? I want you to know who she is. And the reason why is because this is something that I found out. When most people become real estate agents, it's not the first thing that comes to their mind. She's going to tell you a story of how she got started in the business. And, well, I'm going to let her talk. Let me introduce her again. Her name is Malaika Angel Tyler. Angel, take it away.
Hello. Thank you, Brian, for inviting me on this evening. It's my pleasure to always support you and definitely make sure that people know who you are as well. You have opened up many doors for many agents like myself. So I'm very grateful and appreciative to you. So your question, no, I did not dream of being a real estate agent. This path was kind of carved out for me. I always say God knows your purpose and where he wants your talents and your calling to be. And real estate has definitely called me. I originally wanted to be a pediatrician because I love kids. I want kids and I wanted to take care of children and be a doctor. However, that did not pan out. That path was not for me, obviously. I did have my first son at 17, and it definitely forced me into the workforce early. So I landed my first job actually with one of the largest construction companies that we all see here, Davis Construction. And that's where I learned to read blueprints and um, just learn the property project management of it all of construction, right? Construction. So they built buildings, office, commercial buildings. So that's where I kind of got my foot in the door. And then I landed another job as an executive assistant for a top producing agent with Long and Foster. And that's where I fell in love with the real estate side of things, the residential, watching and shadowing and helping through the process buyers and sellers. I fell in love with that aspect of helping customers achieve their real estate goals. So um, got my license in 2004 and honestly kind of never looked back. I've been back and forth in the corporate world, but my heart is truly real estate. So
Hey, hold up. You just said that you got your license in 2004. So I'm thinking, man, she got her license when she was in junior high school, but that's okay. We
I'll
understand
take
that,
it.
But look, I want to get into something that, is very important. And we're talking about buying and selling a home in this hot market. This all stems back to what I call being cyclical in nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
The real estate industry. Now, if you go back a few years, I know we're saying hot market now, but if we go back to 2007, 2008, hot was not in our vocabulary when we talked about the real estate industry. How did that affect you?
So in that era of the market crashing, it actually put me on a different path, still in the real estate field, but on a different path. I was able to assist with creating what we call the PIFA, and it's Protecting Homeowners in Foreclosure Act. And that is why now homeowners are able to obtain loan modifications.
Mhm.
I worked for the state's attorney's office. It was an actual contracting position. And our job was to prove that it was actually needed, because at that time we had a lot of bad actors taking equity from homeowners, because they were in foreclosure because of the crash. And so that allowed me to see all sides of the process of being able to educate consumers
Mhm.
as well as protecting homeowners. So that position has opened across the board, several jurisdictions in Maryland. I had the pleasure of training law enforcement and other attorneys on how to find and how to uh, create prosecutory
Mhm.
um, way of getting bad actors out of the pitches and protect consumers. So you know, so I enjoy the customer service, building relationship, and educating whoever I'm working with.
You know, and that makes sense, right? When you're dealing with clients and customers, especially now, you know, we talked about 2007, 2008, but now with the market being hot, there could still be some people out there that's trying to do some shady things. Because
Absolutely.
as a buyer and as a seller, you know, you need to have someone that's holding your hand that knows this industry so you won't get burned. What is that word that real estate agents use? It's buyer beware, right?
Buyer beware. Absolutely.
Buyer beware. So as we talk about that, let's go ahead and get started with our topic, buying and selling homes in a hot market. First, let's get started with the buyer's point of view. What are some of the things that a buyer needs to know going into a deal right now?
So what they need to know is they need to be presenting a strong offer. Okay. And what that means is, if you are thinking that you want to buy a house, you need to start now. You need to start contacting lenders. And I say that because a lot of buyers are in their head. They're talking to family members who have previously purchased property, and that information, although they bought that property maybe 10 years ago, it may not always be relevant to their financial situation. Also, buyers are very excited and intrigued when they check platforms like Credit Karma or Credit Wise, and there's like their scores are up or down, right?
Mhm.
Wherever they are in between. But they need to understand that those platforms are not looking at you in a position of buying a house.
Okay.
So you cannot rely on those. You can't rely on those scores. You definitely want to talk to a lender. A lot of buyers, potential buyers, they are afraid of getting their credit pulled. You should not be afraid to get your credit pulled. When you're thinking about buying a home, that's the first thing you need to do, but you need to go through a lender or your bank.
Mhm. That makes sense. This,
Yeah.
you know,
So getting out of their own heads is
yes,
the first step.
yes. So are you saying there's a mental piece to the buying process, you know, real estate home buyers?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of them think that they cannot buy because maybe they got their credit pulled before and a lender said, "Oh, I can't help you."
Mhm.
Every lender, the right lender can help you. I
Okay.
promise you. They will put you in the right direction or give you the correct information that's going to create your financial picture
Mhm.
so that you can present a strong offer to that seller.
Okay. Okay. So how does that relate to our current situation now with this hot market, right? What are some of the things that they need to do to make sure that offer? Like, let me see if I have any offers here on my table. But if you have, like, you know, 15 of them stacked up, you're the seller,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
15 of them, right? What does the buyer need to do to make sure that his is at the top of the stack?
So they want to make sure that they're first pre-approved, not pre-qualified. The seller wants to know that you can get them to the end of the table, right? So if you're pre-approved, the seller knows that your lender has already sourced your assets, meaning your credit has been pulled, you have supplied various documentation, including how much you have in your bank account, right? All you need is a ratified contract and an appraisal. And if that is a contingency on your offer, right? And that allows the seller, it gives the seller comfort and the listing agent who's presenting your offer to say, this is a strong buyer. Also, be willing to go to your max in this market. So in our market, the hot market that we're in, people are going 20, 40, 50,000 over asking price. Now that is because of various reasons, right?
Okay.
But buyers are stuck on not going to their max, even though they're qualified. And that's okay if that's your comfort level, but just know you need to put your best offer forward. And sometimes you may need to do, or for my clients, I do escalation clause. And that means, it means that we go to your max. You're okay with going to your max amount. We're going to offer this, and we're going to incrementally increase it per each offer that the seller is reviewing, but your max is X. And I have won multiple offers off of a escalation. Sometimes only by $500, we've gotten the offer.
Well, that's huge. So are you saying that the initial offer will say we can go up to a certain amount?
Correct.
But that's not the amount that you initially put on paper?
Yes. So your initial offer is your initial offer.
Okay.
The seller can accept that offer.
Okay.
But if offers come in higher,
okay,
your max now trumps those other offers as the highest and best.
Like kind of like in the event of.
In the event of.
Good. I like
Absolutely.
that is huge, guys. I hope everyone watching this has a pen. I have a pen. I hope you have some paper. I have paper, because you need to start taking notes. This is valuable stuff, but this market is hot. Now, what else do we want to tell the buyer when they're going into deals in this hot market?
So also remember, if you're going to go over the price, it does need to appraise.
Okay.
So some buyers will go up 50, 60,000 over. However, it still needs to appraise, right?
Okay.
If it's a house that you really, really love, this is another secret weapon of mine. We go in as a backup. If the seller initially liked our offer, but yet they accepted another offer, we asked to be a backup. I have closed this year 4 transactions on backup because the first fell through for whatever reason, and we moved right into primary.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you put that in the contract.
We requested.
Okay. I like that. So
that's one of my secret weapons as well.
Okay. She just gave you guys some nuggets. So when you go, let's talk about communication. Are you a buyer's agent or a listing agent?
I am more of a listing agent. However, I love working with buyers. I'm 50-50 right now.
Okay.
So whoever needs me, I'm going to help.
Okay.
I even have been working with renters as well. So, and just so you know, there's a hot market for renting as well. So renters are also experiencing almost the same thing as buyers right now. Wow. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Multiple applications on one property. We just beat out 12 applications.
Okay.
On a property. And that was just for a rental.
For rentals.
For rental. It's all about communication. It's all about your agent's strength with communicating and being known in the market as well.
Malaika, I'm gonna call you Angel. I think people heard me call you Angel today. So Angel, we know that right now it's called a seller's market because one of the reasons is there's a shortage of inventory. There's low inventory right now based on certain areas and regions. How
Mhm.
is that? Is that the same thing that's going on in the rental community? There's a shortage of places, homes to rent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because the owners are either renting, they're not renewing leases, so
Mm-hmm.
they're getting that tenant, a new tenant into the property,
Hmm.
and more people are relocating to this area.
Okay.
So the shortage of inventory,
Yeah.
causes it to be a seller's market, meaning the sellers are able to have a selection,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that the buyer are out as well. So buyers are still getting closing costs help
Okay.
and things of those natures. They just need to have a strong offer. They have to prove to the seller that they can get them to the table
Okay.
in a timely manner.
Okay. That makes sense. Now let's move over a little bit. Right. I'm moving over,
Mhm.
and I want to talk about the seller side. So what
Okay.
do they have to do to make sure their deal gets through when this happens? I mean, well, hold up. The sellers aren't having a problem. Their homes are selling quick. Offer might come or a listing might hit the system, and then one day that house is gone, maybe in 1 hour. Is that true? Conversation?
No, that is not true. Yeah, no, 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 no. Sellers definitely they have to definitely put some elbow grease into it
Okay.
as well. One, they need to be open.
Hmm.
They need to know that they are going to get the offers that the buyers submit,
Okay.
right? They also need to be aware that the appraisal in their property, even if they do take the highest offer, 60,000 over, it has to appraise,
Okay.
right? Unless that buyer has cash. They also need to make it appealing. The buyer needs to walk into their home. If they're giving them top dollar, they need to walk in their home, walk into the property and see themselves in the home.
Okay.
So they're looking at the spacing. They're making sure that their furniture is going to fit. They're making sure that there's no immediate repairs that need to be done to
Okay.
the property. And that is if you're selling at highest and best.
Okay.
Now, we definitely have some properties on the market that may intrigue investors,
Hmm.
but those two, the numbers have to make sense.
Okay.
So the seller definitely has some things to do. Curb appeal,
Hmm.
perhaps painting, making it a neutral color throughout,
Okay.
perhaps staging. So they have work to do as well.
Okay. That makes sense. That was something here on my paper that I definitely wanted us to discuss. So as we're going into talking about the buyers and the sellers, you just had some success stories. I know you talked about a young lady, I think in the Baltimore area, and she had to put in an offer, and I think they went over or something like that. They got appraised at a lower rate. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Um, well, I've had two situations like
Okay,
that
okay.
recently.
Let's share.
We have one where um, the buyer um, one out of six, we won out of six, and the seller gave them 3% closing help,
Oh, wow.
as well as fix every single thing on their home inspection.
Hmm. Now,
And that property did come in at value and a little bit over.
okay, okay. That was something
It's
that I
all about
wanted to discuss.
communication again.
Well, yeah, communication, but that's something I wanted to discuss because I heard that, because this market is so hot, don't ask for sellers concessions or sellers help because you may not get it. Your contract might not make it through. Your offer.
That is true. You may not get it. You may not get it, right? But if that is your strongest offer, I always tell buyers, you will find the house. That the house that is going to be for you is going to be for you.
Okay,
I'm a true believer in that.
okay.
So if we need to ask, we will ask.
Mhm.
That's where I come in. I do a lot of homework on the back end,
Perfect.
and communicate, to make sure that my buyer is getting the best deal.
Love it. Great points, guys. I hope you're taking notes again on this. Angel, Tyler, 15 years plus in the market. She's doing some great things right now. And before we close, again, I hope you took notes. I want her to tell about some of the things she's doing now. Of course, she's a real estate agent that's doing some amazing things. She's with the company. Hold up, EXP Realty. I wanted to move over so you guys can see that. All right. So she's bringing agents on her team, guys. She doesn't have a physical team, but she's bringing people over to EXP. She also, I believe, she's an author now. Is that true?
I am. I have 2 books out. I have Selling Secrets You Can't Afford to Meet.
Mhm.
Miss that, and that's for my sellers. And then I also have the Complete Home Buyer's Guide. And I am giving away some digital copies for that.
Okay.
So yeah, if they connect with you, we can put them in the drawing and win those books.
All right. Well, we'll make sure at the bottom they'll be able to see all of the information for getting in touch with you. We have a Linktree page that we're going to post, so you'll get a chance to see that.
Absolutely.
Hey, guys, just make sure you keep tuning in to us via live streaming. This show is also going to be on YouTube. We have a face. We got some time on Twitter. We're also going on LinkedIn, so you'll be able to see this show. So just keep tuning in. We're going to have some great concepts. We're looking at taking the show on the road with the home and property tours. We're not just doing real estate buying and selling. We're talking to homeowners that are in their home to say, hey, how about some landscaping? You want to learn about landscaping? We're going to have a landscaping special. We're going to have a home entertainment special. We're looking at doing a special on pools, the pool show, because I've been seeing some great pools out there. And I know with summer coming up, people want to see what it's like to design some award-winning pools. Angel, I got to tell you, I'm working on a deal right now to interview an interior decorating company. This company actually works with you when you're building a new home. They can come in and help design and put things together for you. Or if you already have a home, they can come in and help you redesign. So that's the kind of things we're going to have on the Home and Property Show. Home and Property, the American Dream. Your home is your biggest investment. So you might as well treat it like it is, right? So that's what we're here to help you do. We're getting ready to cut it close. We got some good information tonight. If you want to get back in touch with Angel, of course, connect to the link tree on the bottom, and we will definitely make that happen. This is your host, Brian Keith Bailey. And before we close, I always have to do this. I want my guests to give us some words of wisdom and some closing nuggets. Angel, take it away.
So if you're thinking about buying, now is the time to shift in gear. The market, investing in real estate is always a right now opportunity. Don't ever wait. Don't ever over process the information. If you're thinking about selling, know why you want to sell. And let's kick it in gear and get your house on the market.
Oh, I love that. That's good, guys. Kick it in gear, take action, get yourself a good realtor. Make sure you got a good lender to go through the process that's going to hold your hand through the way. I call it a partnership. Real estate is all about partnerships,
Absolutely.
right? And it's about communication. Those 2 words, partnership and communication, will help you to become very successful. This has been your host, Brian Bailey, Home and Property, the American Dream. Thank you for joining me. This is episode
Thank
number
you for
1
having me.
of many. Come back, tell a friend, share it, and let's get educated and entertained. And until then, till the next time we get a chance to speak, I'll see you soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.